Today I'm visiting the charming town of Linköping, a town with a surprisingly bloody past, where student life meets high-tech industry. Before I get started, let's rewind the clock for a quick history lesson. Linköping, located on the Östgöta Plain in Sweden, has a fascinating past. It was once a bustling center for trade and craftsmanship, known for its skilled artisans and for its thriving marketplaces. It also features one of the oldest buildings in Sweden, where a trial was held that led to the Linköping Bloodbath. This is a historically significant town, centrally located between Stockholm and Gothenburg. But Linköping also holds a few quirky distinctions, such as having a route with self-driving buses and having hosted the World Orienteering Championships. Today there are 160,000 people living in Linköping municipality, and it's Sweden's fifth biggest city. One interesting fact is that everyone bikes in Linköping, cause everything is 15 minutes away by bike, at most. It's most famous as a student town and for having a lot of high-tech companies. Another thing that Linköping is famous for is Bosse's ice cream shop, which is known far and wide for its delicious ice cream. Spring doesn't officially start here until Bosse's has opened up for business once more. Let's begin our journey in the heart of Linköping, at Stortorget, the big square. Legend has it that if you stand completely still here for 10 minutes, then a flock of pigeons will adopt you as their leader. True story. That's actually a joke that ChatGPT came up with when he asked it for something funny to say about Linköping. It was so stupid that I just had to include it. Stortorget is surrounded by colorful buildings, quaint cafes, and a vibrant nightlife. It's a place where the old and the new coexist in harmony, and where the smell of freshly brewed coffee mingles with the echoes of centuries past. But during summers, those echoes are drowned out by the ever-present noise of beer drinkers. This is a prime spot for getting slightly sloshed in the sun. By the way, make sure you subscribe. I have more cool stuff about Sweden and other countries coming up. And if you're feeling really adventurous, you could join the 3-star Vagabond Facebook group. It's a proper hive of scum and villainy, so you'll fit right in. A short walk from Stortorget you find Trädgårdsföreningen, an oasis of calm for those seeking relaxation. Or at least it would be in normal cases. Today it seems like they decided to mow all the lawns in the entire park. This beautiful park dates back to the 19th century, and it was designed as a place for citizens to escape the hustle and bustle of city life. This is a perfect place to bring a picnic basket and enjoy the spring weather. It's also a favorite spot for students to get drunk and sing dirty songs. I'm not saying that I've spent many summer days here drinking beer and playing guitar, but I'm not saying that I haven't. They also have a very nice cafe/greenhouse called Tropikhuset here. It's extremely green and lush in there, but it's also a bit hot. It is a greenhouse after all. A hot dog for 20 crowns? You won't see cheap prices like that in Stockholm. Where are you guys visiting from?
We're visiting from Uppsala with the orchestra Vikmanska Bläcket.
Oh, nice. For the Student Orchestra Festival.
Jajamän.
So, what do you think about Linköping?
Linköping is great. It's great to come here every 2 years. This is the first student orchestra festival after the COVID pandemic. So we're really excited to actually come back. I think it's been like 4 years since we've been here. So it's nice. We can see you're working on the construction of your domkyrka. Good luck. Maybe in 2 years or 4 or 6 years when we come back, we'll see that it's done. But always nice to come and visit.
If you're into soaring architecture and heavenly vibes, then you shouldn't miss Linköping Cathedral. This iconic landmark has stood tall here for more than 800 years, and it's played a central part in the town's history and its spiritual life. It's also being renovated right now, but I'll see if I have some old footage I can cut in here to show you what the spire really looks like. This church is actually one of the biggest cathedrals in the Nordics, along with Uppsala Cathedral and the Nidaros Cathedral. Next to the Linköping Cathedral you find Linköping Castle, which isn't that impressive as a castle, but it still has a fascinating history. Bishop Gisle built the first parts of the castle in the 12th century, but then it was taken over by King Gustav Vasa in the 16th century. He made it into a royal palace and expanded it, but there are still parts remaining from the 12th century. This actually means that Linköping Castle, or at least part of it, is the oldest non-religious building still remaining in Sweden. This is also where many nobles attended a trial that eventually led to the Linköping Bloodbath. In 1598 there was a great battle between Sigismund, King of Sweden and Poland, and Duke Karl, who later became King of Sweden. That was the battle at Stångebro. Karl won the battle, and afterwards he arrested 30 nobles that had been loyal to Sigismund. 6 of the nobles were sent to prison, 1 was let go, and 5 were executed. That became known as the Linköping Bloodbath, and it marked a victory of Protestantism over Catholicism in Sweden. Let's remain in history, but a little bit closer to the modern age. Say hello to Gamla Linköping, Old Linköping, a charming open-air museum that takes you back to the 19th century. Get ready to unleash your inner time traveler as you walk the cobbled streets, enter stores, browse old and new items, and try to decipher the local dialect. People in Linköping speak östgötska or östgötamål. At first you might think that they have a speech defect, but no, it's just a dialect of Swedish. Many visitors make fun of the dialect, but the östgötska you hear today is actually considered a variant of standard Swedish. 100 years ago, when Linköping looked more like it does here in Old Linköping, things were quite different. Östgötska back then would almost have been an entirely different language. But dialects are dying out all over Sweden, and Swedish is becoming more and more standardized. I'm not gonna comment on whether or not that's a good or a bad thing, but isn't it a bit of a shame to lose all of these quirky dialects? Preserving buildings like here in Old Linköping isn't all that difficult, but preserving a dialect, that's a completely different thing. Signs about no beer drinking and no spitting. Things were harsh back in the days. One interesting thing about Gamla Linköping is that sure, it's an open-air museum, but people actually live here as well, so I don't really know if I'm trespassing or if this is a museum piece. This is Stångån, a creek that runs through town. It's a bit of a polluted mess, and you don't really want to swim in it or eat any fish that comes from it, but people here like it anyway. Lars Winnerbäck is a Swedish singer-songwriter who's written a lot of songs about Linköping. He sings about a town on a plain where the church spire stretches up towards the heavens, and about sitting in a room looking out over this creek. Tage Danielsson, Måns Kallentoft and Louise Hofsten are some other famous people from Linköping. The town is also famous for having a very short but very lively party street called Orgoton. Or at least it used to be, but it was really quiet here yesterday, and it seems like everything is closed or being renovated right now. Someone once told me that this is actually the most unsafe street in all of Sweden, but only if you count the number of reported incidents per meter. The sports bar Strandgatan 2. I have fond memories of getting drunk here and watching the very eminent Swedish punk band Svensk Punk. I have done other stuff in Linköping than get drunk, but how many good stories do you know that begins with, well, and there I was sitting sipping my Earl Grey when suddenly... None I tell you, not a single one. Hold on tight now, cause we're about to take flight at the Linköping Air Force Museum. This place is a treasure trove for aviation history. From fighter jets that have seen more action than an exotic dancer in Amsterdam, to flight simulators giving you a look into what it's like to be Top Cruise in Top Gun. If you had flown a JAS 39 Gripen fighter jet, that is. That's the plane built here in Linköping by Saab. Saab, the Swedish aeroplane company, has had its headquarters here in Linköping since 1939, and it's definitely put its mark on the town. They've built many different types of fighter jets. For example, the porky-looking Saab 29, nicknamed the Barrel, or Saab 35, nicknamed the Dragon. Saab 37 Viggen is also worth mentioning, and of course JAS 39 Gripen, which is the latest model, used by countries such as Hungary, the Czech Republic, and of course Sweden. This place has an amazing amount of information, as well as different plane models. It's a great place to bring young kids, as well as older kids like me. Enough with airplanes and fighter jets, let's sail off to Bergslussar instead. Technically, this isn't the small town of Berg, a short distance outside of Linköping, but it's close enough. These stunning locks, built over 200 years ago, function a little bit like staircases for boats. Back in the day, this engineering marvel helped vessels get from the west coast of Sweden all the way to the east coast. And it still does, for that matter. It's part of Göta Canal, a 190-kilometer long canal with 58 locks along the way. I've called it one of the 7 wonders of Sweden, and I don't think anyone disagrees with me about that. On a warm summer day, this is an amazing place to just sit and watch the boats go by. And let's be honest, it's a perfect spot to get some epic selfies. Last but not least, we have Linköping University, the academic powerhouse of this town. Linköping University has 37,600 students and 4,300 employees. It's Sweden's 6th university, and it was founded in 1975. This place is buzzing with innovation, and it has close connections with companies such as Saab and Ericsson. Attending the university isn't just about studying and books, though. Where there's a lot of students, there's also a lot of parties. Student life here is like a never-ending carnival. If you don't like the taste of beer when you come here fresh from high school, well, then you're gonna learn after the first 2 weeks of hazing. And right now they're actually preparing for the biannual Student Orchestra Festival, which happens this weekend. And I guess that explains why there are almost no students here today. Everyone is away partying. There's also a lot of other activities at the university campus. Geek conventions, for example, such as Lincon, an annual role-playing and board gaming event. And once per year, NADCon also takes place here, the biggest anime and gaming convention in the Nordics. Linköping University is a place where you find future industry leaders, drunken slobs, geeks and nerds, or a combination of all of the above. I did study here myself, after all. Good old Linköping University, ivy-covered professors in ivy-covered halls. This park in the southern area of the university campus is unofficially called the Viagra Park. I wonder if you can see why. Now it's time for me to say goodbye to good old Linköping, and for you to like and subscribe. But most importantly, have a great day. For more tales from Sweden, you should also have a look at this video. Trust me, it'll be fun.